So Bob asked people on our Facebook channel who are 50 and over about their back pain problem. Now, these are people who had chronic back pain.
Their overall response was despair. They had tried everything and nothing was helping.
Okay, so we had 36 people respond. Now we are going to show them exercises that will help them out, but they must do them. And we're also going to show some habits that they're probably doing wrong in regards to posture and body movements.
So we recruited our friend Rick Olderman to help answer these problems, and whether you have one-sided back pain or two-sided back pain, we have suggestions and exercises for you.
Now, we have gotten to know Rick Olderman very well over the last couple of years, and we have a tremendous amount of respect for his advice and treatment. This is going to be good information.
And after Rick's explanation, we're going to show the exercises a little more in detail.
So all of these stories illustrate the two most common patterns behind almost all back and sciatic and SI joint pain. The first is an extension problem, which means the low back is either too arched or there are too many forces trying to pull it into an arch. You have this pattern if your back feels better when lying on the ground on your back with your knees bent versus straight. This basically means your back is happier when it's flatter. This pattern is typically responsible for two-sided or central back pain. Medical diagnoses that fall under this umbrella are stenosis, spondylolisthesis, disc bulges or herniations, degenerative disc disease, or plain old central back pain that no one seems to be able to figure out. The exercises I recommend for this pattern are designed to reduce the forces causing this pattern. They are the thigh stretch, all fours rocking stretch, butt pumps, unlocking or softening your knees when standing and walking, and placing a pillow behind your back when sitting at a chair. The second pattern is a side bending problem, where one side of the pelvis is higher than the other and typically the same side of the rib cage is lower. These patterns usually produce a more pronounced crease on one side of the waist than the other, like this picture. You can have someone take your picture to see if this is the case for you. This pattern is typically responsible for one-sided back pain or sciatic pain or SI joint pain, which can also include structural diagnoses like disc bulges or herniations, unilateral facet joint arthritis, or other anomalies. For this pattern, you should focus on creating symmetry between the two sides of your body when performing the following exercises. The thigh stretch, standing hip strengthening, butt pumps, reaching while walking, and reaching while sitting. Both patterns can happen at the same time and often do. They typically develop because of older injuries or imbalances that haven't been addressed correctly and have worked themselves into your daily habits and are now causing pain that's difficult to solve. I hope that helps.
All right, the first two exercises are both good for single or double-sided low back pain. You're going to perform it either on the edge of your bed or a firm, solid table. Now, Mike is going to demonstrate these as if he's on a bed.
So to perform, you're going to start with both knees to chest. Then you're going to bring one leg down and bend it to a 90-degree angle while maintaining your other knee up to your chest. If this hip flexor is tight, you might notice a pull up like this when I'm bringing it back. That's okay. We're working on stretching it. If you can't bend your knee to 90 degrees back like this and you start cramping, it's okay. Just bend it to what is tolerable for you. After you hold this for 30 seconds, you're going to reset in a neutral position and then switch sides and make sure to perform both sides. Hold it for 30 seconds and do 2 to 3 repetitions.
I might add, just think about being relaxed and breathe relaxed. Allow gravity to pull this down and do the stretch. You're not trying to force it down. The gravity will do the trick. And nice job, Mike.
One other thing to mention before we forget, make sure this leg is going straight. Don't have it too far out to the side.
That's
Keep it
right.
right there.
Again, the second exercise is good for both single-sided and double-sided low back pain. They're glute pumps. Rick had explained them. Let's go right into it.
So you're going to start in a quadruped position like this on all fours. If you can't do this, we will show an alternative after. You're going to lift one leg up towards the ceiling. You're not going to go all the way up or be all the way down. You're going to pick in between area here, and you're just going to pump up and down like this, doing 30 repetitions if possible. If you're not activating your glute well enough, you can turn your leg in like this and then perform the glute pumps. Again, I'm just oscillating in the small range of motion. I'm not kicking all the way up. Make sure to perform this exercise on both sides.
So this exercise is to stabilize the low back with the muscles in here. It works very well. Now, there is a second option to do this one in the standing position if that's not comfortable for you. Go up to a cupboard, a solid surface. You're going to put your hands on there for balance and stability. If I'm doing my right side, I'm going to take my right leg up, bend 90 degrees at the knee as such. And the same thing, we're not going to do real long arcs or high range of motion movements. We're going to shorten it up to here and then just go up to here and work it. What was the reps again, Mike?
30 repetitions.
30 repetitions, and you can, again, rotate in, and that's going to isolate that glute maximus muscle. And you can tell the way I'm stressing my voice. It's a little harder. I think I'll stop at 10.
And you can perform this 2 to 3 times a day.
There you go. All right, the third exercise is for low back pain on two sides. Now, this can be done either on the bed or on the floor. Probably a carpeted floor would be best. Go ahead, Mike.
So this is called the all fours rocking stretch. It also kind of looks like the prayer stretch, which is a yoga stance. So in order to perform, we're going to start on all fours again. I'm going to sit down on my heels, but as I'm going down, I'm putting pressure through my hands, and this is going to help restore the normal function and range of motion in your back.
Right through here.
So hold this for 4 to 5 breaths and then return to the starting position. This not only works your low back, it stretches a little bit of everything, but it's a great exercise and stretch to do.
I like to add, this is a good exercise for lumbar stenosis as well. I know that from personal experience. Option number 2 for this stretch, you can do it in a chair on a table in front of you, and what you're going to do is sit, hands on the table, and if you have a chair with wheels on it like I do, then you're going to roll that away from you and feel that stretch on your low back. Again, hold it for 3 to 4 breaths. If you have a chair that doesn't move easily, on the table, put a cloth towel and let that slide across, and then you do it in this manner. It does the exact same thing. It's just a matter of which part of your body is doing the motion. 3 to 4 breaths and the same repetitions.
3 to 5 repetitions.
Sorry, Mike.
The next habit to change is actually walking. When you walk with the heel strike, there's more impact forces going in your back, and it actually increases the curve in your low back, which could put more stress on it. So an alternative way to walk is to forefoot walk, and then this will eliminate that force going through your leg and into your back. In order to do this, you might need to start in slippers or barefoot in your house. Take small steps. Avoid heel striking, land on the forefoot, and go slow and controlled. Again, you don't want to go too far right away because this is probably going to feel a little odd in the beginning.
Okay, I also want to emphasize with this walking, we call it soft knee walking because the knee stays flexed as the forefoot touches, which is unlike the heel strike, which you're used to. Now, this is also very good for both one-sided and two-sided low back pain. All right, this next is seated posture. It's very simple. You simply take a sleeping pillow. We're going to use it in a vertical fashion. Go ahead, Mike.
So if I'm sitting like this with the seat pan that is too deep right now, you can see I'm really arching my back. Now, if I were to sit with upright posture, I'm not reaching my back here, so I have to work these back muscles. My back's already hurting, now it's even more sore. A simple solution is just to put a pillow vertically behind it, and then you can comfortably sit like this. You can try to sit with upright posture without that as well, but then you might start getting some circulation issues in your legs.
It really is a nice, easy, and comfortable way to sit. No cost involved. Okay, this next exercise is for the hip abductor. These are those muscles here on the hips, on the sides, and they directly help with stabilization of the low back. It's going to help that pain.
So if you have one-sided back pain, this exercise is for you. So in order to perform them, we're going to start with no resistance, stand up tall, and you're just going to kick your leg out to the side. Notice I'm not kicking up high. I'm keeping it just roughly an inch off the floor. What I'm actually doing is working on this leg right here because it's keeping me balanced and upright. If this was weak, I would probably be leaning over like this. We're going to perform 15 repetitions on one leg, and then we're going to switch. Another thing to notice is I am standing with a bent knee. I am not locking out. That is also an important thing to keep track of. Notice as I'm doing this too, my pelvis is staying level. If you are weak on one side, you might notice you're going to start tilting like this. Once this becomes easy, we're going to progress to bands.
And if it balance is an issue, just use a countertop or a chair like I was doing here.
So to perform this, you're going to place a band underneath your feet. Start with yellow, and you can progress as you see fit. Again, we're going to do the same posture, and we're just going to kick out to the side. This is just going to add a little more resistance. 15 repetitions for 3 sets.
Both sides, am I?
And both sides.
Thank you. All right, this next stretch is for one-sided back pain. It's a simple stretch for the painful side. If it's the right side, Mike is going to take his right arm and go up like he's reaching for that apple. You can see as he reaches up, his clothing stretches. Well, the muscles actually do the same thing. They're stretching as well. So you can see he's actually leaning to the left with his head, but the trunk goes this way, and it stretches those muscles more, and you're going to do this 3 to 5 stretches.
So to progress this, you're going to try doing it while walking. So again, I'm going to stand with a straight arm up like this, stretching out this side. Again, this would be the side I have back pain on. I'm going to start walking, taking 3 to 5 steps. After 3 to 5 steps, I can rest my hand on my head and do another 3 to 5 steps, feeling this lengthening still here. Once you notice this, you can rest your arms at your side and see if it feels lengthened there, or maybe you have less back pain.
So after trying all these, you're going to continue to perform the exercises that offer relief. If they create any sharp pain particularly, do not do that exercise. It usually doesn't happen, but it may.
If you'd like to watch more videos on how to fix your low back pain, we'll link a video down below pinned to the top comment.